What truly happened in those final moments remains shrouded in mystery, but the aftermath has become a story of fortune, family, tears, and the complex reality of celebrity death. Anne's sudden cardiac arrest, discovered at 7:50 a.m. when emergency responders rushed to her Brooklyn loft, marked the end of an era for Food Network and the beginning of a legal and emotional battle over her substantial estate. The preliminary reports listed heart failure as the cause, though the official autopsy results, still pending, would determine the complete truth behind her unexpected departure from the world she had helped transform. The financial reality hit Anne's family immediately, a $4 million estate that included not just cash and bank accounts but a complex web of real estate, television royalties, cookbook revenues, and brand endorsement contracts accumulated over more than 2 decades of relentless work. Her Brooklyn loft alone, purchased in 2019 for $1.53 million, had appreciated to nearly $2 million by 2025, representing just a fraction of the empire she had built. Stuart Claxton, along with her children and immediate relatives, suddenly found themselves thrust into the overwhelming responsibility of managing television royalties, ongoing income from program reruns, unfinished charitable projects, unsettled brand contracts, and community contributions and had committed to before her death. Legal experts immediately recognized the complexity of Anne's estate, admitting that for high-profile figures like her, the inventory and division of assets could take months or even years to resolve. This wasn't simply about material value; image rights, copyrights, brand contracts, and charitable projects all demanded careful consideration and negotiation behind the scenes. While television audiences mourned their beloved chef, family members engaged in ongoing debates about maintaining Anne's legacy for future generations while preserving the values she had championed throughout her career. The family's brief statement to the media captured their grief perfectly. Anne's smile lit up every room, and even though she is no longer here, her warmth, spirit, and boundless love will remain forever. Yet alongside that affection came the monumental responsibility of determining which values must be preserved for the next generation and which assets needed to be shared appropriately. The announcement of their intention to continue her community projects, with plans to establish a scholarship fund and support charitable organizations close to her heart, demonstrated their commitment to honoring her memory beyond mere financial considerations. But to understand the true magnitude of what Anne Burrell represented, we must journey back to the beginning, to those early, challenging years that few knew about. Behind the television spotlight lay a long process of training, setbacks, and proving herself in a city that shows no mercy to newcomers in the culinary world. Born and raised in Cazenovia, New York, and displayed her passion for cooking from childhood, helping her mother prepare dinner while watching television with her grandmother, never missing an episode of Julia Child, the biggest inspiration of her life. In 1991, Anne graduated from Canisius College with a bachelor's degree in English and Communications, a starting point quite distant from the culinary world that would eventually embrace her. Only months later, she made a complete life change, enrolling at the prestigious Culinary Institute of America, where ambitious young chefs from across the United States gathered to hone their craft. The discipline of professional training proved unforgettable, and Anne once shared, "If you don't have enough passion and stamina, you'll take yourself out of the kitchen." She graduated in 1996 and chose Italy as her first stop for hands-on experience, joining La Bottega del 30 in Tuscany, a restaurant with just 30 seats but honored with a coveted Michelin star. Those Italian months transformed her completely. Working shifts that stretched from early morning until midnight, and experienced the hands-on processes that define traditional Italian cuisine, gaining exposure to local culinary culture and developing a deep understanding of the meaning behind each ingredient and every classic recipe. This experience shaped her simple but meticulous style that would later captivate American audiences. After nearly a year in Tuscany, Anne returned to New York with a solid culinary foundation and an unshakable determination to succeed. The next turning point came when she became sous chef at Felidia, the famed restaurant of Lidia Bastianich. Working in a kitchen filled with seasoned chefs, Anne built her resolve and endured intense competition. The blend of Italian tradition and the fierce pace of the American culinary industry helped her rise through the ranks. She emphasized during this period, "I feel so fortunate to share the true passion of my life with everyone." In 2007, and took on the role of executive chef at St. Just 3 years later, in 2008, Food Network entrusted her to host Secrets of a Restaurant Chef, a specialized show helping everyday viewers access professional kitchen techniques and secrets. The program ran for 9 seasons, earned an Emmy nomination, and became one of the driving forces behind the wave of female TV chefs emerging at that time. The success of Secrets of a Restaurant Chef paved the way for Ann to join the famous reality series Worst Cooks in America in 2010, co-hosting alongside other well-known chefs. She remained with the show through 2025, leaving a lasting mark with her strong personality, witty hosting style, and signature platinum hair. In just the first 3 seasons, and won consecutively, helping transform the worst students into confident home cooks. Her patience and unique teaching style led many viewers to call Ann the spark in every American kitchen, a role model for anyone who ever thought themselves hopeless in the kitchen. Alongside Worst Cooks in America, and became a familiar face on numerous other reality TV programs, including Chef Wanted, Chopped All-Stars, The Best Thing I Ever Ate, Food Network Star, and most recently, House of Knives, which premiered in 2025. Notably, in Chopped All-Stars, 2015, and won and donated $75,000 to the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, demonstrating that her influence extended beyond culinary expertise to encompass strong social responsibility. She also led culinary cruises, appeared on the Food Network float at the Macy's Parade, and became a regular guest at major food events across the United States. Ann's contributions extended well beyond television. She published 2 cookbooks, Cook Like a Rock Star, 2011, and Own Your Kitchen, 2013, both making the New York Times bestseller list and expanding her influence to a wide reading audience. These books empowered thousands to step confidently into the kitchen, changing their perceptions of cooking skills and the joy of preparing food. Many viewers wrote to thank Ann for helping them find confidence and inspiration again, turning ordinary moments into special family experiences. What made Ann unmistakable on television was her unique personal style, spiky platinum hair, brightly colored dresses, mismatched socks, and a sense of humor that shone through even the most high-pressure situations. Longtime colleague Carla Hall once remarked, "Ann isn't just a chef, she's someone who brings joy and personality into every kitchen." Her direct, demanding but always positive working attitude made Ann a role model for generations of female chefs who wanted to break free from traditional molds. In her personal life, Ann was known for her strong bond with Stuart Claxton, the partner who had stood by her side since 2018 after they met on a dating app. They held a cozy wedding on October 16, 2021, in her hometown of Cazenovia, witnessed by family, friends, Stuart's son Javier, Ann's mother Marlene, and her sister Jane. Ann always kept her private life discreet, though she couldn't avoid media attention, especially after her earlier engagement to chef Corin Greaves in 2012. Her openness about her sexuality and direct responses to social media speculation, "I have never hidden my sexuality, nor do I feel the need to," helped her retain respect from colleagues and the public despite constant pressure from being a public figure. Ann's professional journey included significant challenges, particularly in business. In 2017, she invested in opening her own restaurant, Phil and Ann's Good Time Lounge, in Brooklyn with high hopes. Within less than 2 years, however, the restaurant was forced to close due to financial pressures and operational difficulties. Ann would later recall this failure at public events, saying, "Managing a restaurant requires more than love for the kitchen. It demands clear-headedness, resilience, and the ability to accept risks." Though painful, she viewed it as a valuable lesson that deepened her appreciation for perseverance and recovery after setbacks. After Ann's passing, a profound sense of loss spread across media, social networks, and the entire American culinary industry. What stood out was not only the shock but also the deep reach of the values Anne had built over 3 decades. Renowned chefs, TV hosts, and artists paid tribute, showing absolute respect for Anne's role and personality. Carla Hall emphasized, "I loved working with Anne on worst